Are you considering a move to Springfield, Missouri, but you're wondering if it's a great place to raise your family in? Well, in today's video, I will go over all the reasons that I have found to make Springfield, Missouri a very family place to live in, and some aspects of living in Springfield, Missouri that have made a very positive impact on my own family since moving here from Northern California in 2021. And if you've never met before, my name is Natalie and I make videos just like this about Springfield, Missouri, what it's like to live here, what it's like to work here, to play in Springfield, the pros and the cons. And I am also a licensed local real estate agent here in Springfield, as well as the team leader of the Resnick Real Estate Group. And we help people just like you make their smooth move to Springfield, Missouri. So whether you're looking to buy, sell real estate, or invest in Springfield, Missouri, please give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, or even schedule a Zoom link, all in the description below. And make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell for notifications so you can be the first to know about everything Springfield, Missouri. First on our list of what makes Springfield, Missouri a very family-friendly place would be its lower cost of living. And if you watch my video over here about the true cost of living in Springfield, Missouri, where I dig deeper into the numbers that make up this lower cost of living, then you would know that Springfield has a 13% lower cost of living than the national average, with home prices being the biggest contributor to its lower cost of living. So you can definitely get more bang for your buck when it comes to your mortgage expense here in Springfield. And maybe you don't want to get a smaller mortgage and you just want to have a home that's maybe much bigger or newer, or it's on that acreage that you have been dreaming about for some time. Well, Springfield, Missouri does offer you that because of its lower cost of living. So that's a great reason to move here, and it can have a positive impact on your family. And with that extra cushion in your mortgage budget that you had set aside, you can do other things like take more trips with your family, do extra activities with your kids and get them maybe extra training, or put that money aside in savings, which is also very important. So that is something to consider. And I think that can also, having a lower mortgage or having a nicer home that gives you much more space for your family, could have a very positive impact on your family like it did for me. Or having that acreage that you dream about and having the privacy of living in a place where you're not just feet away from your next door neighbor might give you the lifestyle that you have been hoping for. So that would be first on our list. And like I said, if you are interested in knowing more about the lower cost of living in Springfield, Missouri, and how that was calculated, as well as information about like taxes and how they could impact your income in Springfield, Missouri, go ahead and watch that video about the true cost of living, and it goes over all those things there. If you're a parent like me, then the quality of education that your children have access to is probably very important. And personally for myself, since moving here, my boys have attended both the Nixa Public School District as well as the Logan Rogersville School District that's located in East Springfield. And we have had only pleasant experiences with the schools themselves, with our teachers, with their peers. And I am very happy here with their quality of education and their experiences. And I have nothing to complain about. And I feel like they have been thriving in their schools. So do not take my word for it. There's many resources online that you can definitely look into to see the rankings of schools here in Springfield, Missouri. Obviously, some might be better than others, and if that's a big factor in your decision making on where you want to move your family to, you can go on greatschools.org. That's only one of many resources online that you have access to see the quality of education. So let's check it out. So we're gonna go on greatschools.org right here, and let's go to Ozark first. Ozark has some of the best ratings here in the greater Springfield, Missouri area. Let's see, so this is showing the Nixa High School, but let's go down to Ozark. So its elementary schools have really great ratings, 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10 over here, 8 out of 10. Where is Ozark High School? Right here. Ozark High School specifically has amazing quality of education for the students that go there. There's lots of extra activities, but it has lots of great programs that prepare its students for success after high school, whether they go to college or go directly into some specific training or jobs. Nixa also has an amazing school district, with the Nixa High School having a 10 out of 10 rating on greatschools.org. It's actually a award-winning school. And then Republic has amazing schools as well. Look at this, 10 out of 10 for the elementary schools, 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10. Public High School itself is a gigantic school and it has an 8 out of 10 rating. There's also Battlefield schools, and I know some kids go to the Republic School District. It really depends where you are on the school map, but the David Harrison Elementary School is a 10 out of 10. Once again, these are just public schools over here. So if you prefer private, you can go say, for example, Battlefield, Missouri. We're gonna click here, and then you can choose, public charter or private. And then the Kickapoo High School also has a good rating right here. This one's gonna be more of on the South Springfield inner city location. But like I said, the quality of education here in Springfield is amazing. Obviously, everybody has a different experience, but for the most part, and as you can see, the ratings on greatschool.org are amazing, and I personally have found that the public education itself has been sufficient for this time being while my kiddos are on the younger age. But if you are, if you don't want to have your kids go to a public school district, you prefer private, you have access to that. There's lots of great private schools, and you can also homeschool if you're looking at more of that kind of lifestyle, maybe living on some acreage and having your kids being homeschooled and not attending a private school. There's lots of homeschool chapters here and communities that you will be welcomed with. Its education system just gives you access to anything you need. So I think this would be a great reason for you to move to Springfield. Not only do you have a lower cost of living, but the education is of great quality here as well. Next on our list of what makes Springfield a amazing place to raise your family in is its positive economic growth. In the recent years, Springfield has become the fastest growing metropolitan area in the state of Missouri, which equals opportunity. Opportunity if you want to start a business, opportunity if you're looking for a job, and opportunities for your family. There's going to be more businesses that offer services, more places to visit, and a booming economy typically has a positive correlation to the average income in that location. And growth means that things are alive and well and they're moving forward, and for the most part it's contributing to a better income for each family. So if that's something that's important for you, like it is for me, I want to be in a place where there's lots of opportunities, where things are growing, and it's going to be a great place for my children to grow up and eventually become employed or start their own businesses. I want them to be in an area where they have access to that, where it's not a struggle, to open a business, and I want them to be successful in whatever they do. So the economic growth in Springfield is doing very well, and some research right here that I got from a quick Google search is that the Springfield metro workplace has grown to more than 9.1% in the last 10 years, and in 2022 accounted for 15% of Missouri's total job growth over the last decade. That's a big deal, going in the positive direction. And then the area's annual average unemployment rate of 2.3% has steadily decreased since the height of the pandemic, which was 5.1%. So this area is not stagnant, it is moving in the right positive direction. There's lots of things happening in the economy, and usually, when the economy is moving, when it's booming, everybody has a much higher quality of life in that area. So that's going to be another positive for Springfield if you're considering moving your family here. Next on our list of what I think makes Springfield an amazing place to raise your family is its weather. We are located in the Midwest region of the United States, and with that, we have the 4 seasons. Although I would caution you that weather in Springfield, Missouri is extremely variable. And like they say here, if you don't like the weather, just wait a day or two and it will change. And sometimes it can change in the next 15 minutes. So word of caution, be prepared. Download your weather app. Just make sure you check it every morning before you head out the door, because it can change on you and you might not be prepared for it. So just keep that in mind. And on another note, the winter months here are not very extreme. The winter here is actually pretty mild, unlike other regions in the United States where winter can be very cold. There's lots of snow. Here we don't have that much snow. It's only a minimum few inches, and typically due to the variable weather, that snow melts in a few days. So it might be a little cold, but that's not going to be for long. And during summer months, it can get hot and humid, so just be prepared for that. But with that said, the humidity has had a great impact on my skin during the summer months, so I have no complaints there. But during winter months, when it's a little dry and cold, my skin is not the happiest. So another thing I would say is that I, as a parent with young kids, I love that they get to experience the 4 seasons, because it's like they're getting, a life education in that sector, versus if you were to live in a location where the weather, say, is tropical for the majority of the year or is rainy and gloomy. I love that my kids get to have different memories during different times of the year. They get to see how the world changes and how the weather can impact their life. And I think it just makes them a stronger person. So that would be all for the weather. But I also think it also gives you activities to do during different seasons of the year. So you can go to the lake during summer days, and during winter days you can be out there building snowman with your kids, or sledding. And during spring and autumn you can go on hikes and explore the beautiful nature around. So I think, even though sometimes I would prefer not to have the coldness of the winter, it's a great reminder that there's beauty in every season and to be adaptable to every season. And I think that's a great lesson for our families as well. Next on our list might be my own personal favorite part of living in Springfield, Missouri. And that is that Springfield offers the ability to have a rural lifestyle without compromising modern living and easy access to necessities and other things that come with having a big city nearby. So unlike other places such as Florida, such as South Carolina, Texas, Springfield, Missouri has not been experiencing a population boom. In fact, its growth is pretty reasonable, and with this slower population growth, you have the location has the ability to remain the same and not to change, which is probably a big reason why you're considering moving to Springfield, Missouri. So if you're planning to move here, you're probably moving here for more of that slower pace of lifestyle versus for the city life. So rest in peace that Springfield is a city that has great positive economic growth. It is having some growth. There's lots of new developments and construction and businesses opening, but it's not growing at the rate as other places where they are seeing growth that is not manageable and that is drastically changing the quality of life or the cost of living in that location. So I personally love this aspect of Springfield. I think when I moved from the Northern California region, which was actually a very highly populated place, very busy, everything was a hustle, everything was fast paced, and I moved here, I kind of had a withdrawal period, if we say so, from that lifestyle to Springfield. Springfield is not a city or a metropolitan area where everybody is rushing. It's definitely a very active community. People definitely are busy here with their own, careers, their jobs, families, but it's not as busy as it is in other areas where as soon as you step out of your house, it is traffic no matter where you go. And I love that part of Springfield because I feel like my life has changed here. I am no longer in a rush. I actually have no desire to go back to living in a place that's very heavily populated where I have to navigate through hours of traffic and deal with, a fast-paced society. So I learned to love this part of Springfield. It has been a life change for me because it's not something I grew up in, but now I appreciate it. One of my favorite things to do here when I'm out showing homes is actually go to communities like Nixa, Ozark, Battlefield, Willard, East Springfield, and drive on those 2-lane roads where there's only 1 lane going in each direction. And it's just so nice to, not be in a rush, to enjoy the beautiful countryside. Just, it's a different lifestyle. So if you're looking for that, if you need a change, from a fast-paced society, Springfield offers you that. But it also, if you don't want to have acreage, maybe that's too much work for you, maybe you don't want to do that, you're like the comforts of a subdivision, Springfield offers you that too. And you can go into the inner city of Springfield and find that, or you can be on the east side of the Springfield freeway and go to Rogersville. Beautiful hilly roads and beautiful land there, landscape. Then there's Willard, there's Republic, there's Battlefield. You can go to Highlandville in the south part of Springfield, and all of those can give you the lifestyle that you want. So no matter what you're looking for here, whether it's just a townhome, we can find you that, or if it's 10-20 acres with lots of privacy, where you can maybe have a small hobby farm or grow your own vegetables, or just have room for your kids to run around and be wild and be outside, daily. Springfield gives you that ability. So like I said, I personally love it. It's definitely changed the lifestyle for my kids. In California, we used to live in a condo, in homes, but those had really small backyards. It's kind of like you come outside, there's not much room to play. It's really a different lifestyle. So I also love that here my kids are exposed to more of a farming lifestyle. So if you live in a community like Nixa, Rogersville, or anything outside of the borders of the city limit, there's lots of acres that have cattle on it, and there's different types of cattle. There's dairy farms, there are little other farms, and my kids get to see all of that, and I just think it's been having a positive impact on them, because it's made life much more of a slower pace, and I feel like we're more grounded as a family. So for myself personally, that has been one of the best experiences since moving to Springfield. But like I said, I came from a very busy area in California, so it has been quite life-changing, and there was an adjustment period like with anything else. But that is one of the biggest factors that makes Springfield, Missouri a great area to live in, combined with the lower cost of homes, with the 4 seasons, with a growing, booming economy. Springfield, Missouri is just a wonderful place to live in and raise a family in. Last but definitely not least of why Springfield, Missouri is a wonderful place to raise your family, and to be very transparent, why I decided to move my family from the state of California to Missouri, is the sense of freedom that Springfield offers. If you have been keeping up with the news, you have definitely probably heard lots of things about changes happening in California, and a lot of them, depending on your views, might not be a positive change. And so for myself, that definitely was. As a parent of 3 young kids, my parenting years in California were definitely a little bit more on the stressful side, just because there was a lot of uncertainty with the politics, with new laws that impacted my family and especially my children. And there was just more restrictions when it came to schooling, to medical freedom. And like I said, those things did not align with my values for my family. And so making the move here, although it was hard and definitely life-changing, it was quite a bit of an adjustment for a period. It was probably one of the best decisions that I could have made for my family, because like I mentioned before, there is a sense of freedom here that I feel, and lack of stress that I felt in California. There's more medical freedom here. There's homeschooling laws that are a little more lenient and allow the parent to have more ability to decide what's best for their kids. There's also less restrictions and gun freedom if that's important for you. For the majority, Missouri is a anti-authoritarian state, so that's also great, even though there have been some changes in the last few years since I have been living here. They're not drastic and they have not affected my family and I in any way. And there's also, the ability to have more of a farm to table kind of lifestyle, where you can live on a farm on some acreage and grow your own food, have your own farm animals, have that little hobby farm, homeschool your kids, although I don't personally do that currently, I think it's a very positive thing. And if a family is thriving that way, you know, it's a great thing. And I feel like the family should be able to make the best decisions for their kids. So like I said, maybe these part of politics does not align with your views, and that is okay, you know. And I know politics is a very iffy topic to talk about, but I know a lot of people are moving out of states like California, like Washington, Oregon, Illinois, due to the politics, and they're looking for that oasis that I was looking for 3 years ago. And if you were to go online and look for these statistics, you know, of the majority of the votes for Missouri, you will be able to find the same information. So I think that if you're also on the same page as I am, I think Missouri would be a great place for your family in this category. And that concludes our video on some of the reasons why Springfield, Missouri is a wonderful place to raise your family. And so if you're planning to make a move here, I would love to help you. So give me a call, send me a text, an email, or schedule a Zoom appointment in the link below. And my team and I would love to help you with your move to Springfield. We'll help you every step of the way and help you find the perfect location and home for you and your family. And if you found this video helpful, and if you want to know more about what it's like to live in Springfield, Missouri, please subscribe below and hit the bell for notifications so you can be the first to know about everything Springfield, Missouri. And until the next video, I hope to see you around town.